Open your fridge right now. A can of soda, some yogurt, leftover pizza, or maybe fruit flown in from the other side of the planet. Now think about the last time you tried to eat less of it, the diet that lasted 3 days, the sugar you swore off and went back to buy Thursday. Then the bag of chips you opened just for a few and finished before the show ended. You've been told the same thing your whole life. You just need more willpower, more discipline, more self-control. That explanation is wrong. The proof has been sitting in caves around the world for 3 million years. What your ancestors actually ate doesn't just tell you where you came from. It explains exactly why your body does what it does right now, and why the war you're fighting against your own cravings is a war you were never supposed to win. To understand it, we have to go back, but not to the last century, not to ancient Rome. 3 million years ago. Your earliest ancestors were not hunters. They were not farmers. They were last. When a lion brought down an antelope on the African savanna, it ate first, muscle, organ, liver, heart. Then the hyenas moved in. They crunched through bone and cartilage, stripped the carcass down to almost nothing. By the time your ancestors crept close enough to touch what was left, one thing remained: the thick leg bones. And that is what they ate. They would grab those bones and smash them open with sharp stone flakes. Inside, marrow, gray, slick, dripping with fat. They scooped it out with their fingers and ate it raw. This was not desperation, this was dinner. No other animal on the savanna could get to it since the marrow was sealed inside the thickest bones in the animal's body. But your ancestors had something no other scavenger had: hands that could grip a rock with enough force to break them open. They ate the brains too. A cracked skull holds almost half a kilogram of dense fat. For a creature living on scraps at the edge of starvation, a skull was a jackpot. And then there were the insects, termites, grubs, or beetle larvae, fat white, the size of your thumb. They crunched like shrimp. For your deep ancestors, insects were not a backup plan. They were the main course. This was life for over 1 million years, day after day, generation after generation. Then fire. The oldest controlled fire ever discovered was found inside Wonderwork Cave in South Africa. It is 1 million years old, and from the moment humans learned to keep it alive, everything changed, starting with what they put in it. But here is what most people don't know about cooking. It is not just preparation, it is pre-digestion. Raw meat forces your gut to spend hours breaking down dense protein fibers. Raw plants are locked behind thick cell walls your stomach has to dissolve one by one. Meanwhile, cooked food arrives at your digestive system already partly dismantled. Your body pulls more calories out of every single bite and spends far less energy doing it. The human brain is only 2% of your body weight, but it consumes 20% of everything you eat. It is the most expensive organ in the animal kingdom, and you cannot run it on raw insects and leaves.
No!
Cooking made us smart, but it did something else. When the body learned to extract more from less, it also learned to store more whenever the opportunity arrived. Every full meal was not just fuel for today, it was insurance for the next 3 weeks when there might be nothing at all. This is the biological foundation of everything that follows. Now hear this number. The total amount of sugar circulating in your blood right now, across 5 liters of blood throughout your entire body, is equal to exactly 1 sugar cube. 1 cube. That is all, no more, no less. Your body regulates that number with near-perfect precision. Now think about the bagel you had this morning. A plain white bagel, and your body processes it with a blood sugar impact equivalent to 9 teaspoons of sugar. 2 slices of white toast, 6 teaspoons. A bowl of plain cornflakes, 8 teaspoons. Insulin rushes in to do its job. It pushes glucose out of the bloodstream, forces it into cells, converts it into fat for storage. Your blood sugar drops, and your brain receives the signal, hungry. Let's grab a bite. You just ate, but your body is telling you that you are hungry. This is not weakness, this is physics. For hundreds of thousands of years, sweet food meant one thing: calories available right now, in a form your body could store. When your ancestors found a honeycomb or a tree full of ripe fruit, eating as much as possible in one sitting wasn't greed. It was survival. Your brain cannot tell the difference between a honeycomb in a baobab tree and a can of Coke on your kitchen counter. The signal is the same, and the response is also the same. Eat more, store more, keep going. And the food industry knows this. The scientists who formulate ultra-processed food are not guessing at what makes you unable to stop. They measure dopamine response, calculate the bliss point, the exact threshold between satisfying and can't stop. And then they design every product to land on the second side of it, every time. Your ancestral survival signal was built for a world where sugar was rare, fat was precious, and salt was almost impossible to find. Modern food took those three signals and amplified them to levels that never existed in nature. The dried mango you think is a healthy snack is 60 to 70% sugar. A standard bottle of barbecue sauce poured over your vegetables is equivalent to 30 sugar cubes, and the white chocolate you eat is 80% refined white sugar. Nobody told you that. Not because they don't know, but because they know that if they told you, you would stop buying. The hunt didn't end. It just moved indoors. So here is what all of this actually means for you. There was a doctor in northern England who spent 25 years telling his patients they were failing to lose weight because they lacked discipline. He prescribed medication, gave advice. And when no one improved, he blamed them. Then one day, a patient walked into his office and told him, "The failure was not ours, it was yours." That patient had reversed her type 2 diabetes simply by understanding where sugar came from in her diet. No medication, no special willpower, just information the doctor had never provided. He said afterward, "I was blaming my patients for 25 years and the failure was mine because I never gave them advice that actually worked." Researchers now estimate that roughly 14% of the population shows clinical signs of ultra-processed food addiction, not weak willpower. Addiction. The same mechanism as cigarettes, the same dopamine loop as alcohol. Your cravings are not a character flaw, totally not a weakness. They're the output of a system that took 3 million years to build, a system that kept your ancestors alive through ice ages, famines, and every catastrophe the planet could produce. You are not broken. Our brain is functioning exactly as it was built to function. For 3 million years, every human who ever lived knew what real hunger felt like. They cracked bones in the dark for a mouthful of fat, climbed trees through swarms of bees for a taste of honey, fought predators, droughts, winters with nothing to eat, and they survived. Their bodies learned one single lesson across all of that time. When food is here, eat as much as possible, store as much as possible, because tomorrow is never guaranteed. Then in less than a century, all of that ended. The scarcity ended, the hunt ended. We have refrigerators, factories, and delivery systems that put more food in one kitchen than a tribe of 50 could have found in a month. We solved the problem your body spent 3 million years preparing for. But we never told your brain. It is still scanning, still storing, treating every meal like it might be the last one for a while. You didn't fail your diet. Your diet failed to account for what you actually are.